Hello, my name's Matt Crook. I work on LET-23 signaling and lipid synthesis. That's what this poster is about. Thank you for clicking on my link, and if you'd like to know more, just follow along, I guess. First time I've done this, so excuse any shakiness. Okay, so this is all about the effect of overactive EGF signaling, particularly through the LET-23 reporter, on lipid synthesis. And what we've found so far, if you look at the other poster in the Dropbox folder, is that you overactivate LET-23, you get less fat. We also found that if you do that with LET-60 gain of function, you get the same result. So essentially what we want to do is try and figure out the mechanism, how those two things linked. And so first thing we have done is to use a SBP1 GFP translational fusion. You can see it here. Let's see if this works. There you go. So this is what the fusion looks like in, I think those are L4s or young adults, right? So you can see the intestines lit up. You can see the GFP in the nucleus, which is the bright dot, and the cytoplasm, which is the fuzzy bit around that. So our idea was to use that as a marker and see what effect our manipulations in terms of mutations or RNA has on its cellular localization. If the GFP is more in the cytoplasm, it's inactive, right? It's sequestered in the rough endoplasmic reticulum. If it's in the nucleus, then obviously it's active and can activate lipid synthesis genes. Right, so that's one thing, and we'll get to that again in a little bit. Second thing was to look at essentially the output transcriptionally of that manipulation. So if we overactivate LET-23, what effect does that have on the transcriptome? What genes are expressed relative to wild type or normal animals, right? And we also included an SBP1, so that's the lipid synthesis transcription factor in worms, an SBP1 loss of function mutant. Okay, and again, look back at our previous poster from the previous worm meeting for more info on that. Okay, so getting to the SBP1 GFP readout. Oh, wrong direction. Here we go. So first we looked at gain of function mutations, right? So we've got LET-23, zoom in over here, or just move the camera rather. We've got LET-23 gain of function, which is the overactive receptor. We've also got mutants, gain of function mutants in the two known pathways downstream of that, which is LET-60 RAS and ITR1, which controls calcium release from the ER. And what we found, even though those error bars look enormous, is that if you overactivate LET-23 or LET-60, you get more GFP in the cytoplasm and less in the nucleus. So there's less active SBP1 GFP there, right? And if you look at ITR1, the other pathway, you don't see any difference. So that tells us that not only does the lipid synthesis or effect on lipid synthesis go through LET-60 RAS, but also at the bottom of that LET-60 RAS pathway, there's an effect on SBP1. We're not quite sure how that's linked.